One cold November evening, 17-year-old Jane was left home alone. Her parents had gone away for the weekend, and she was wrapped in a blanket, watching old movies on her tablet. Rain drizzled outside the window and the house felt a little too quiet. Suddenly, her phone screen lit up. A message appeared. App installed. Would you like to launch it? Jane frowned. She didn't remember installing anything. One thought flashed through her mind. Was I hacked? Slightly anxious, she turned off the phone and decided to take it to the repair shop the next day. The next morning, she did just that. The technician checked the phone, removed a few unnecessary apps, including the strange one she hadn't even remembered the name of. Relieved, Jane went home. The day passed normally, nothing strange, until that evening. Before bed, she picked up her phone, and her heart skipped a beat. The app icon was back. This time she could read the name, DarkTalk. A simple icon, black background, white letters. Curiosity and fear clashed inside her. What was this app? Who installed it? Why? She couldn't resist. She tapped the icon and launched the app. The interface was disturbingly simple. A black screen, a single text field, and one message, shall we play a game? As soon as the app opened, the screen filled with a black background and blood-red letters. Welcome to DarkTalk. Before we begin, you must accept the rules of the game. Below the message, a large button, accept, and a strange skull symbol. Jane assumed it was just part of the aesthetic and paid no attention. Lines of tiny text flashed quickly across the screen. Jane didn't even try to read them. Creepy, she muttered and tapped accept. The screen turned blood red and a new line appeared. Shall we play, Jane? A chill ran down her spine. She hadn't entered her name anywhere. How did the app know it? But curiosity quickly overpowered her fear. She tapped, let's play. A second later, the first question appeared. What is your greatest fear? Jane froze. It felt like the question was staring straight into her soul. A cold shiver slid down her back. For a few moments, she thought. Scenes from horror movies flashed in her mind. Darkness, long hallways, glowing eyes in the night. She remembered how, as a child, she feared mirrors in the dark. How she avoided basements. How once, being alone at home, she heard footsteps in an empty apartment. Darkness, ghosts, losing her parents. She slid her finger across the screen, hesitating. Weird question. She mumbled and shrugged. Why would the app need to know that? Not wanting to seem silly, even to herself, she typed, spiders. The safest answer, she thought. Harmless, nothing scary about it. She hit send. A minute passed. Silence. Jane scoffed. Maybe it was just a dumb prank or a virus. She reached to close the app. But suddenly the screen lit up. A new message appeared silently, but it hit like a punch to the chest. That's a lie. You're afraid of being alone. Jane's breath caught. Her fingers clenched into a fist. What the hell? She whispered, staring at the screen. The room grew colder, as if the walls began to breathe. Her heart pounded in her chest, echoing in her head. The glowing screen felt alive, as if someone was watching her through it, as if someone knew. She quickly hit the exit button. The screen went black, and suddenly, the house fell into eerie, unnatural silence. No sounds from the street, no rain, no hum from her tablet, just her breathing, and the deafening, relentless beat of her heart. Panicking, she tossed the phone aside, as if it might burn her. A minute later, the screen came back to life. A new message. How many doors are currently open in your house? Jane froze. Cold sweat ran down her spine. She got up, looked around. Everything was closed. But how did the app know? With trembling hands, she turned the phone off. Several minutes passed. She was almost asleep when a bright flash from the screen startled her again. How many doors are currently open in your house? Same message. She tried calling the police, but there was no signal, not even one bar. Desperate, she typed 2. The reply came instantly. Now, 3. A faint creak echoed from the living room. She jumped up, listening. It's the wind. Just the wind. She tried to convince herself, but everything was shut. She crept into the hallway, dark, still, only the gentle drip of rain on the window. Back in her room, she checked the phone again. A new message. You're not alone, Jane. Her heart dropped. Who are you? She typed. Turn around. She spun. Nothing. The screen went black. And then the power went out. Silence, not a sound. Then a slow knock at her bedroom door. Once. Pause. Twice. Pause. 3 times. She stood frozen, unable to move. The phone turned on by itself. Even though it was off, a video started playing. Grainy, blurry. It showed her standing in her room, filmed from above. Message. We're watching. Camera? Where? She panicked, looking around the room, but there was nothing. Another message. You broke the rules. There will be consequences. What rules? Jane whispered. But deep down she knew. Her curiosity had betrayed her. The screen lit up again, and the rules she had skipped at the beginning began to scroll before her eyes. Now the text seemed to scream, answer truthfully. Do not attempt to stop the game. Breaking the rules activates the contract. Jane recoiled. Her hands trembled. Contract? The screen went dark. Then, you lied. We know. It's not real. It's just an app. Suddenly the screen turned reflective. Jane saw her own face. It was smiling, but not her smile. The reflection spoke. You are part of us now. Welcome to DarkTalk. The room trembled. The lights flickered. Everything froze. The phone slipped from her hands and hit the floor with a dull thud. One final message appeared on the screen. Awaiting new player. And Jane was never seen again. Another name on the list of missing children.